Hello and welcome once again to Factory Town. So in this episode we are going to be taking apart a lot of this area. I say taking apart, but actually what I'm going to do is just move a lot of the buildings down here. And some of the building I might end up destroying what's in there. Well actually you can stay there for a moment. Well, unpause, so that will continue to feed this until this storage is empty. You two workers, you can give up at this point. And once again, we'll barn. And what I want to set up next is going to be small production areas, a little bit like this is. A dedicated area that produces sort of one or two things. So this area, its main sort of objective is stone-related items. So we get normal stone, we get stone bricks, and then we get mana bricks. And that's a very compact setup. And what I want to do is something similar to that for these items. So rather than having rails produced here and conveyor belts produced here and everything else produced, I'm going to have a single area that will make the rails, another single area that will make the cloth, or the cloth conveyor belts, so that it doesn't end up, well, like a tangled mess that this is. You can come over here, you can come over here because you'll be empty. You can go in line with that one. You're never going to produce anything because, yeah. And again, some of these buildings I'm going to end up using again because, you know, why not? There's no point wasting them. Have all the barns in a row. And again, I mean, I might destroy the items in the barns depending on if that barn is going to be useful again. But, you know, we'll get to that eventually. Wow, I have got so many barns sitting there. That's ridiculous. Now you're going to run out of cotton at this point because I've moved the workshop that was making it. At least you should eventually. Yeah, you will. Forge. Wow. All the workers. Really? Can't. Okay, I'll just select them one at a time and delete them. You guys aren't needed anymore either. And all of the conveyor belts and stuff I can just delete. Wow, there is quite a lot there actually. It does feel nice clearing this area up though. You can move as well at this point. Now, the other thing that we're not going to need anymore is this second Apothecary. Probably just delete you now. Now that wagon... Where are you now going? To the individual house. No. Go to the Apothecary still. Just the other side of town this time. May end up getting stuck, I don't know. May be smart enough to work out how to go around the buildings. They can't cross the rails? Yeah, so, okay, that was smart enough. So, that's good. All that. Sorry about that, just had to clear my throat. Right. Don't need the farm anymore. This farm was for making the poultice, but we have a new area for that, so we really don't need this one. And cotton, do I need that still? No. But we have another farm building that we can use elsewhere if we need to. Okay. Well, that clears out sort of the space around the city at least. So if I wanted, I could work out exactly where all the streets and stuff are going at this point. Yeah, that'll be in range of that building. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's fine there. I could probably, actually, go up again. If I build a house there, it might be in range. Yeah, it is. That's fine. Okay. So that'll be perfect. Which means, really, I want 1, 2. And then the road would come down there. For that house. Yeah. And of course we're going to need to move or remove all of the rocks. I didn't even know there was a hill still there. 3, 3. Yeah, that seems pretty good. I might be able to get another house there. Yeah, I could. Don't get me wrong, I don't even know if I can build this many houses that I am setting up my streets for. But hey, if I can, then, you know. But that's roughly the size of my city. Yeah. That is pretty big, actually. But that means that I can use this space out here for anything else. So, I do want to put a production here. And I think it's going to be the rails. Because rails require, if we go into here, they require iron plates, planks, and stone brick. So we've got stone here, we've got iron here, and we've obviously got trees. So yeah, I think that's the best thing that we can do in this area. And we'll have a couple of barns. What else can be made here? Can also make iron wheels. Yeah, actually, although no, iron wheels are made there at the moment, so we're not gonna need to make them here. Although we could make them here and get rid of that factory section. Do I need the gears? What are the gears for? Oh, the harvest drills. Well, I mean, I could make all of that here then, because all of it just requires iron. It doesn't require, like nails or anything extra. The only thing that requires more is the rails themselves, which... yeah, okay, so... you are going to hold gears twice and 2 sets of wheels. So you can be put just there, you can go just there, and we might end up with a third barn. And that workshop can go just there. Now that barn already has some of the stuff we're making. In fact, shift that one out of the way. That's better. Right, that can go there. And that will be everything that it produces. Perfect. So we have 4 grabbers, 1 for each product. You are going to be the rails. And the reason that I don't mind having all 4 products made here is we don't exactly use a lot of each of them, or when we do use them, you know, we use them in sort of bursts. So I think just 1 factory should be able to keep up. And gears. So 2 conveyor belts to there, and 1 each to those. Perfect. So now we just have to feed you. So we need to feed you iron, we need to feed you planks, and we need stone. Okay. So, Forester can go back roughly where it was. But instead of using normal workers this time, we're going to have 2 mines. Which are here somewhere. There they are. Mine shaft. So that one. And this is a hill. Get rid of as much of it as I can. I'm liking how much yellow coin I've actually built up at this point. Although, we all know it ain't going to last. It's going to disappear as soon as I go, oh, I want to build this. Okay, and yeah, that'll do for that. So you dig out iron ore, please. You dig out stone, and you already know you're taking wood. Now, we're going to need the forge near here. Right in the middle. Yeah, could do. And you don't need to make nails anymore. There we go. I wanted to get rid of the storage section, because otherwise it'd just fill with random things. Yep, chute works. Chute will work for that as well. And we need a grabber. So that's now making the iron bars. You know what, I could probably just move you as well. I don't need it over here. Why did I put it so far away anyway? I thought this was probably going to take up a lot more room. Actually, yeah, I want you there. There and there. Because after the forester, I'm going to need a... Where are you? Lumber mill. You're making planks. Now, planks can't move on the chutes, so I'm going to have to use that. Yep, and 4 grabbers once again. So you are going to be steam pipes. You're going to be the rails. You can be the iron wheels, and you can be the gears. Perfect. Now obviously the forge is going to need a conveyor path. Into the machine workshop, not the lumber mill. Makes much more sense going into the right part of the factory. You know what, let's just lower the workers in these to 1. I don't need it to work at a ridiculous rate, I just need it to work. And I'm going to need a stonemason. Yeah, just there, I'll be fine. Path, conveyor belt. Actually, you know what? You can go just there. Just so that it looks similar with how it's laid out. Look at that. Looks wonderful. Perfectly symmetrical building, except for one line there. Oh, that's awesome. But so that will hit my production of rails, that will hit my pipes, wheels and gears. Which means I need none of this. And that's storing iron bars. Do I ever need iron bars on their own? If I do, I can just add a barn there. Same as I could add a barn there for the stone bricks if I ever wanted to. So, yeah, none of this is needed. Thank you for your work. And now I just get to remove it all. Perfect. And some of those resources were wasted, but not a whole lot of them. A lot of them just got put into my main base. If you delete a barn, then anything in the barn will disappear. But if it's on a conveyor belt, then it won't. So, slightly wasteful, but yeah, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, so this is fine. This will make the rails and everything else that I need. It is making them rather slowly. Partially because I'm not putting enough... Oh no, these are never out of resources. So it is literally just because it's being a bit slow. So if we up the workers, it will complete them a little quicker. But yeah, I don't really need to. And I didn't mention it at the start of the episode, but as you can see, I did fill in all of these farms. And we are making the cloaks. We could probably get rid of this area too, actually, then. We really don't need it. Yeah, you know what? Same thing, just remove it, it's far quicker. And yes, we might lose a couple of small resources, but nothing that I'm going to miss terribly. I don't even need all this road here now. Clearing the farms is probably the slowest part of this. But it makes sense to do it. And one of the reasons that I am actually clearing the buildings that I don't need anymore is because if I don't, then I'm wasting workers. So at the start of this episode, I was on nearly 300 workers being used. So we've managed to get rid of, 50-odd workers that we don't need at the moment. And you know what? If we got rid of some of these buildings... Wow. We have saved so many people. That's ridiculous. And I have got so many barns. I may as well delete the empty ones and the ones that have resources I really don't care about. And 9 of them, that's not going to make much difference. Yep. So we'll keep a couple of these. We may end up putting them somewhere that, needs those resources or something eventually. But we've got that done. The next thing we're going to need to do is a conveyor belt area. Because we're not making cloth conveyor belts now. Although, I may put the cloth conveyor belt area in the same place I'm making metal conveyor belts. And just store the cloth ones in a barn as an intermediate resource. So, what do we actually need for metal conveyor belts? Iron plates, gears, and cloth conveyor belts. Okay. And for a cloth conveyor belt, we need stone, wooden wheels, and cloth. Okay. I mean, I don't really want to have it here. I'd prefer to have it in a different section, because I don't want too much being made in the same area. I mean, worst case, we could do it here. I know, I just cleaned all the spaghetti and now I want to add more spaghetti. I'm terrible. I like things to be neat and then I just make it less neat as I go along. It's ridiculous. I mean, I suppose I could have it up here. We've got quite a bit of space up on this mountain top. And there is a large stone deposit. So I can have another mine getting the stone. There is a small iron deposit, but worst case I could just plant my own iron deposit. Iron's not too bad, I don't mind planting my own, because, you know, when you put a stone down it's ridiculously small, at least the iron's sort of in the 50 range. But yeah, I mean I could put one here. So what are we actually going to need for it? We're going to need coal, or well, iron and a burnable fuel. So probably iron and trees. We're going to need the stone brick. We're definitely going to need trees anyway because we're going to need the wheels. So we'll need a stone deposit for the stone, trees for that, a cotton plant for the cloth. Okay. So we probably need 4 resource farms, a cotton, a tree, a stone, and a iron. Some of that will set up just like this is, and some of it will have to have its own little setup to make the cloth conveyor belts. Yay. But I think we'll think about that next episode. But I would definitely like to get metal conveyor belts going, because that way I can start on sort of upgrading the conveyor belts here, making them faster, and it just means that I'm not relying on the slowest speed conveyor belts. I'll have the next level. But that will be for another episode. Hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, please like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you next time.